On today's show, how not to run Instagram ads for your music.
This is 30-minute music marketing.
30-minute music marketing for musicians who want to get better at marketing their music.
Hi, I'm Greg.
Hello, I'm Sheldon, and this is 30-minute music marketing, the show for independent artists and DIY musicians who want to get better at marketing their music. We've been away for a while, haven't we, Greg?
Yeah, I'm amazed that you managed to kind of get it mostly there, and then
mostly. It's funny. I can remember the strapline verbatim. It's just everything else after that it starts to get a little bit hazy, considering we haven't done one of these for a while.
We're back.
Yes, you've had illnesses in your family, which has delayed us. Obviously, we want to be creating podcasts and content for our dedicated audience.
Yes, I've had to discover and learn all about what it's like to suffer from diabetes. Not because I've got it, but because my dog has.
Yes. So, but everything's going well now for the time being. Very Definitely. Good. Very good.
So I've learned so much that, again, it's all another continuation of learning.
Every day is a school day, and we're almost ready to get back recording in the same room together. This is probably going to be our last distant podcast.
Yes, I mean, I think again though, it's that we've learned, you and I, as amongst many others, have learned about things like Zoom, and I still think though, even though when we can go back together, I still think this has a place.
Very much so, especially when I don't have to be in the same room as you. That's been an absolute treat, dare I say, Greg. But thanks. I digress, because we've got a podcast to make.
What is
Greg,
today's podcast?
Imagine the scenario, Greg. You're an independent DIY musician. You've got your music on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Who hasn't? It's all about getting people to listen to it. And obviously, you can tweet and you can do your Facebook posts and you can get your own audience to try and visit it and stream it as much as you possibly can. However, you can't keep doing that forever. You need to get new people into the fold. You need to get new people discovering your music. The easiest way to do that is to run adverts, to run paid traffic on social media, to get new people to check out maybe your Spotify profile. We'll just use the term Spotify as an all-encompassing term for streaming music services. Just for the
so has Spotify become like the Hoover?
It has indeed. Yes, it's almost become like a generic term. I think they've got about 40 odd, maybe a little bit more percent of the online streaming share.
Only just over 40%. I thought they would have had more than that.
Well, there's a lot of competition in terms of your Apple Music, your YouTube Music, all those freeloaders who just listen to but anyway, right. So we're going to be running adverts from. I'm just going to use today's episode Instagram as our source advertising platform. Okay, and I've been I use Instagram quite a lot, and I've been seeing adverts in my newsfeed primarily with DIY musicians advertising their music, encouraging people like me to check them out on Spotify. And dare I say, if I haven't come across a right load of old rubbish. So the one thing this episode is it's not a analytical deep dive in terms of the tactics that you need to use to get your costs per click down. This is just a very basic, these are the things that I've seen.
Right.
These are the things that I think are absolutely terrible. Please don't do this. And if you are doing it, stop right now and adopt, adapt, and improve. And I think I'm going to try and show a couple of good examples at the end of this particular presentation as to the sort of things that you should be doing. I've got some screen caps arranged into a wonderful PowerPoint presentation, which I'm going to have to figure out how to start screen sharing. The one thing I will say here is that we obviously have lots of listeners who listen via the podcast. And so they're not going to get the visual benefits of it. So we'll use the theatre of the mind, and I will try and explain to the listeners exactly what we're seeing.
Okay.
So please bear with us. And of course, the advice that I'm going to be giving is going to be pertinent, whatever medium you are consuming this particular podcast with. So without further ado, shall I get a few things up on screen? Okay.
Let's have a look.
Okay, so what have we got in front of us here? We've got 2 Instagram adverts that came up on my feed. Very little information on both of these. The one on they both appear to be hip hop releases. The one on the left seems to be called Conquests. The accompanying copy on this particular advert says, "Conquests, my second song tape, out now on Spotify, link in bio." And the one on the right, which appears to be someone in a hoodie with some sort of mask on, reading a newspaper that's on fire.
Do you think the one on the right is some art grid photos that's just been bought?
It could well be. It could well be. But the caption for the one on the right just says Apple Music. So the artist is Ozzy B and Nabs, and it just says Apple Music. So I'm guessing both of these are hip hop, but without me actually clicking, I'm never going. I'm not going to find out. And to be honest, with just a static image, it's not really appealing me and grabbing me. And that's not to say people won't click it. And
also, there's an apostrophe missing between the what and the s.
Oh, and grammar. Are you going to pick them up on their grammar?
No, because you'll have a go at my old logo, so I'm not even going to go there.
Yes, everyone's grammar could potentially be improved. So yeah, that's not to say people won't click this, and maybe perhaps if they're more of a they're liking to the hip hop than myself, then you might be encouraged to. But so few people are going to click on that simply because there's not enough information there.
Out of the two,
yeah,
which do you think is the better one?
I would say the one on the right has a more intrigue. Is a more dynamic image. It's something that would make me want to click it.
And with the type of font for the track called "What's Good," it gives you a bit more of a clue than the one on the left, yes, which is a teddy bear in a chair. So
I'm not saying nobody will click this, but so few people will click it. The cost per click is going to be insanely high. I would say if you're going down this particular road as a strategy, your copy is going to be one of those clickbaity type headlines that we sometimes discuss on the show, where you're trying to pique somebody's interest. And the only way that interest is going to be satiated is by actually sort of clicking the link. So, something that I've got written down is, Billie Eilish is going to be really mad when she hears this. And it's like, what on earth are they on about? But just something like a plain image with minimal amount of text isn't going to be effective at all.
I think that will work only on the basis they're telling people who already know who they are.
Yeah, again, so these people are advertising to me. I don't follow them on social media. So, you're advertising to a cold audience. Trying to play hard to get in the year 2021 is not necessarily a good thing to do. So another 2 Instagram adverts. On the left is what I would say is for maybe some sort of indie punk band, something along those lines. The band's called Grebo, and it says, and it's here, go stream our latest release, Settle Down or Knuckle Up, out now on all streaming platforms. Again, no idea what they sound like. Is anybody really going to do that?
No, basically.
No. The one on the right appears to be, it's like some sort of psychedelic dance act. And the text just says, The Feast also features in Kosovo's current album called Clubbing in Hell Volume 1, and we love it. If you want to hear these amazing tracks, click on the link in the bio to take you to the album. It's like, again, can't you just give us the music now, please? So it's not hard.
So can you actually load a clip of the music within the advert?
No. They've just decided to use a static image.
No, but can you do that within Instagram?
Well, what you do is you just use a video.
Right. Okay. So you're saying to not use photos, but to use a video that contains, or at least an image with the video, with the audio, so you can immediately hear what it is.
Yeah. This next one again follows similar difficulties. I'm going to have to move my my little window with our heads on, and this says this particular release is available now on Spotify and many other platforms. Flat Prune is back once again with a new 3-track EP. The Utrecht-based producer delivers 3 original tech house tracks. The first track of this release is called Ring My Fling, which has an energetic groove with a pulsing sub bass. Layered on top, you can find sharp hats and chord stabs. Have you ever heard the term, Greg, writing about music is like dancing about architecture?
No, but I've heard it now.
Yes. So you know, that's just basically saying music critics have a very hard job, because you're trying to write about music, and really the only way to fully experience and understand what a piece of music is like is by listening to it. Yeah. This particular advert seems to contain about 150 words trying to describe the track, when they could do so much better, again, just by having a little video clip with the track inside it. You've no need for all this. And again, I've got to use my mind, and in my mind, I might get this track completely wrong, and it's just an enormous waste. We've got, you know, this dynamic platform where you can show, you know, you can show people a music video, you can show some sort of, I don't know, music visualizer or stock footage, and people can listen to the music. What on earth is the point of just trying to describe it using words alone? It's 2021, Greg.
The words are, one of the tracks is a vocal house track characterized by a catchy chorus hook and creative use of vocal elements throughout. That could be any pop song.
That's basically every vocal house track. You've just described all of them. Well done to you. Goodness me. Right, let's adventure on.
Oh, we're moving. Okay, so...
Yeah. These are 2. I think the one on the left was on my Instagram stories. The one on the right was in my main news feed.
Is this for the same?
These are different artists. The one on the left appears to be an artist called Maximum Sorrow. It's advertising a limited edition double heavyweight blue LP. The one on the right. Actually, I think there might be 2.
It is the same.
Yes, there might be 2. That was my mistake. I prepared this PowerPoint about,
because I was thinking it's kind of going. It says Maximum Sorrow, and then the one on the left also says Maximum Sorrow. So
okay, my main issue with this is
it looks nice.
It looks nice, but I have no idea who Maximum Sorrow is. I don't follow them on social media. They've just I'm what they refer to as a cold audience.
Yeah,
basically. They're trying to sell me if it's a heavyweight vinyl piece, it's going to be quite an expensive piece of merchandise. And I don't know whether you know this, Greg, but for most people in 2021, music's quite free. I have absolutely no need to buy it. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make me spend 30, you know, what I would imagine is going to be 30 or 40 pounds on a piece of music that I've never even heard. What's the point of doing that?
That's quite a hurdle.
It is a hurdle, and you know, this could be the most, you know, this could be a nice piece of music, but can I even listen to it first?
The thing is, at the moment, though, I would actually say that is more a piece of art than a piece, as in visual art, rather than a piece of music.
I mean, it looks nice, but the thing that they're asking me to do, buy something from a musical artist that I've never heard a single piece of music from. They're living in cloud cuckoo land.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and I would have bought in the past, or guilty of this, buying an album just based on the album cover, but that was 25 years ago.
Those days have gone. I mean, admittedly, if you are a larger artist, you know, the likes of your Coldplays or your U2s, or someone with a very large national or international profile, this is an exercise that you might be able to get away with. Yeah. But as a small DIY independent artist, to try and get people who've never heard of you to spend and invest a significant amount of money in your product, it's just not going to happen. So the idea would be, you could pay to show your music or one of your music videos on Instagram, see who, had a reasonably good watch time, and then retarget them with something. Maybe you could offer them a little something to sign up to the mailing list, or you could offer them some sort of a freebie, or maybe have some sort of free postage and just pay for the postage and packaging, and I'll send you a free something. But asking someone to invest a significant amount of money straight out of the gate when they've never heard of you before is going to be a bit of a pointless exercise. So don't try and sell to people that don't know who you are. Let's see what else I've got in my carousel.
What's the next one?
Errors. Give us a minute and I'll show you. Right, here we go. I've got a couple of these. This one appears to, again, I'm guessing this is like a jewel case for a CD that's clear, and it's just got the artist name or the track name, Axfro. Hate that. And it says, music video to be delayed, but Axfro has launched one of his songs for the 12th of April. I captured this at the beginning of April. So here's an artist I've never heard of advertising a song that isn't even out yet. Do you think that's a pointless endeavor?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay, right. So that's something we shouldn't do. Here's something else by a chap called Lloyd Richards. This is a nice, very moody, blue filtered photo. Young man playing a guitar. And Lloyd says, was obviously really feeling it when I was playing by the look on my face. It's 10 days until Fallen, which sounds like the release of his song, is released on all streaming platforms. Feel like I've only mentioned Spotify, but it will be available and everything. Speaking of Spotify, though, you can now follow me if you use the link in my bio. Would help me massively. Right, I don't know who this particular artist is. Their music isn't out. They're asking me to follow him on Spotify. Yeah. What do you think the chances of that actually are in the real world, Greg?
None.
None. Absolutely no chance whatsoever. Again, you're asking far too much of people, because strangely enough, I've got loads of new music that I actually like on Spotify and in my individual libraries. Asking somebody to check out and follow you or pre-save a song when I've never heard of you before, I've absolutely no idea what the music's like, how competent it is. You're just wasting your time. So by all means, ask your existing audience to pre-save or to follow you on a specific sort of music platform. But to ask people who've never heard of you before, it's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of your money, more importantly. So that's what we're trying to do here, to make people save money by not doing this. Now then, I think we're on to the good ones. Now, this was a nice little a piece of music in a video. Regrettably, I've not been able to capture the full video because that would have been far too.
Well, you were taking screenshots on your phone with hardly any battery. I'm impressed.
I have. My phone's that old. No matter when I use it, it's hardly got any battery. So here's a particular account, Alex Rainbird Music, and this was a video, a nice video featuring some sort of library footage with the music embedded in there, and it said, exciting news, the satellite station music's new single, Only Human, is released everywhere on Friday via our label. Here's a sneak peek. Don't forget to pre-save if you're enjoying. It really helps. You can find the link in our story. So again, I wouldn't have necessarily known about these people before, but they're basically approaching things in the right way. Here's a little snippet of the music. If you like it, then pre-save it, so I will have a good idea by listening to it whether I think it's okay or not. It's a nice piece of a friendly copy, and again, it's not too salesy either. It's not saying, right, follow it, pre-save it, do it now. It's saying, if you're enjoying it, pre-save it because it really helps. So it's doing it in a really nice way.
A question for you.
Go on.
This advert. Well, this sponsored post, would it have cost any more than the others? Because this one's got video.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Okay, on that basis then, because I was looking at the view figures, this one received, at the time that you took the screenshot, 499 views. I think the most any of the ones that were just a static photo received 85.
Yeah, obviously, they might have a different budget. They might have been running the campaign for longer. So in terms of impressions, it might cost roughly the same. But again, if you're using video, it's animated, it's more engaging, and that video will have audio, so people will have an idea of what your song actually sounds like.
It's really is a no-brainer, to be honest.
It is. This next one, again, this was video.
Right.
This was an acoustic performance by a couple of members of the band. They're called the Verdis. And it just, it basically was just saying the video, the song is out now on all platforms. Find the Spotify link to our full EP in our bio. Enjoy. So a good idea, if you're performing acoustically, if you can do a version of that song live. It doesn't even necessarily have to be you don't have to include the full sort of studio version that might be on there. This felt really personal. I got a nice sort of connection with the people who were performing it. I was able to listen to the song, see the people, and get a good idea, of the actual band themselves. Perfect thing to do. Don't necessarily think you have to use like a stylized music video. Just turn the camera on yourselves, film yourselves performing it, and say, if you like this, then check out the link in the bio, or there will always be there's like a learn more link in this particular one, so you can put the link to Spotify or your preferred streaming platform in there.
My question is this, right? So this one has had nearly 7,500 views, right?
Yep.
Because they've heard the song there, is viewers or, potential audience, would that possibly get in the way of people then going and listening to it on Spotify? Because effectively you played the song there.
Well, don't forget that is only a version.
Yes, I agree.
Of the song, but people will listen to it in a different sort of context if it's through through something like Spotify, for example. You're actively engaged and scrolling through on Instagram. So you're only going to get a short clip of it.
How long was the clip for? Can you remember?
It's probably only something in the region of about 30 seconds.
Right, okay.
But I'm one of these people that I've got my phone. If I'm listening on Spotify, the screen will be off. The phone will be in a corner or on the desk. And I'll again. This is how music has been relegated. It'll be on in the background, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's a passive listening rather than being active.
I suppose
through Instagram,
people would be listening to this on their phone, whereas if they go to Spotify, it's more than likely connected to a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, it could be awesome headphones when you're out and about.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of music when I'm running. I have various running playlists.
Right.
So let me just stop that there.
And we're back in the room.
We're back in the room. I've got some general do's and don'ts to try and summarise, because I've been teaching for far too many months not to do a summary at the end of it.
Are we going to do the don'ts first and then the do's?
Yes.
Right, okay.
So don't rely on just a static image with a little background text at the bottom of your post. If you're going to use an image, either use maybe a cryptic headline to encourage curiosity clicking, or fill in as much info about the genre and type of music as you can to try and signpost maybe as best as possible. Point number 2, don't try and sell to a cold audience, people who don't know who you are. Only do your selling to your existing audience, your existing fan base that you've hopefully built a good relationship with. Yeah. And really don't promote anything that isn't to an audience who doesn't know who you are. As in, asking people to click and enter pre-save. Don't try and do that. Only do that to your existing audience. The do's, do use video. This could be the music video for the song, a live performance of the song, if it can be done thus, or even maybe just animated cover art. If you want one of those Spotify canvases where your cover art is animated in a specific way, lots of people are doing those now on Fiverr.
I think Canva, you can do it on Canva as well.
Yeah, but there are lots of people on Fiverr. Whereas if you send them the layered Photoshop file, they will take each layer and add a little bit of animation for not too much money as well, I would say. And maybe if you are pointing people to Spotify, the one thing to do is not just to point to the single, which will probably be a one-track single, but get a playlist with maybe 10 of your best songs. Stick that single at the top, and the idea is that if you send somebody to your Spotify page and to that playlist, if they like that single, then hopefully they will stay on that playlist and they will listen to the further 6, 7, 8, 9 or other tracks on there, so you can get like an increased play count.
Okay, that sounds a good idea.
Yeah. So I've just the thing that you got to remember about advertising on social media is that it can be quite expensive in terms of the money that you might spend on a particular click to get somebody over to Spotify. And if they listen to a couple of tracks, the amount of revenue that will generate from those Spotify plays, if those Spotify plays are something like 0.2 of a pence per play, you might spend 20p to get them over there. So you can't necessarily spend willy-nilly and put all your money on that. There are various courses that will teach you how to do that, for as cheap as you possibly can. And again, that's not part of the remit of this, but you've always got to remember that you can spend quite a lot to send traffic over to Spotify, but the chances of you earning all of that money back short term, it's probably not going to happen. Maybe medium term, if they start following you on Spotify and all your subsequent releases appear in those user generated playlists.
But I don't, do you really think that people would be using an Instagram post, a sponsored post, to actually be a revenue generator rather than an awareness generator?
There are some people, and these are normally the people who sell you various courses as to how to do that. They will provide you with instances whereby, this particular person only spends like $5 a day, and they're making $40,000 a year from royalty. From royalties from Spotify. Those cases are few and far between. I think in terms of marketing, we know you have to spend money on whatever platform it is, whether it's advertising on social networks, advertising to run traffic to your YouTube videos. You can't not spend money and promote your music that way, because simply it'll just sit on those platforms, whatever platforms they may be, and you're going to have very little traffic on it. So you do have to invest a little, but you also have to gauge, well, how much money am I spending short term and medium term? How long am I likely to get that back over a period of about 12 months or so? Mm-hmm. So I've just again investigated, spent a little bit of money running traffic to Instagram. Not a huge amount. And I've got a new single coming out very shortly, and I'll do some. I'm going to tweak maybe my the audiences and the places where I'm advertising to, just to compare and contrast. Every now and again, I'm spending a little bit of money on platforms and adapting and improving, just to see if I can reduce my cost per click or reduce the cost of my video views. The Instagram stuff, do you think we would be able to do a podcast just kind of going through your findings? We could do, but again, I need to delve a little deeper into that particular world, and there's that many variables. Plus, as well, at the time, we can also recommend some courses that come with my seal of approval. That would be good. These people know what they're doing. Cool. Right. So it's that's the end of this week's show. If you'd like us to comment upon anything in terms of music marketing, hit us up through our various social channels. Put comments in the videos below. It's an exciting week / nail-biting week for me, Greg, because I'm putting my band's biggest ever gig on sale at the end of the week that we're recording this.
Yep.
So it's either going to be a case of we're going to be making lots of money over the next 7 months, or potentially losing a load. We shall see. And maybe we'll do specific episodes dedicated to my big show that we're putting on sale. But we'll see how that turns out.
With great risk comes great reward.
Yes, there is that. Yes, risk reward factors are all very exciting, but that's all in the future. So, and yes, I'm doing various tactical things that I've never done before. So I think this will be covered in at least one, maybe several episodes later in the year. So thanks very much for joining our returning episode. Hopefully we will get episodes back to you on either a weekly
I think
or
so
a
now, because
basis.
the light of the world is coming back. It's slowly getting back to normal. So
yep, fingers crossed.
Yeah. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you soon.
See you next time.
All right, take care.
Bye.